I am Kesten Rono, and today you're here again. Thank you for day 88 of A Course in Miracles. Day 88. If you've been with us the whole time, wow. Wow. Here we are. And if you're just joining us, thank you. Wow. Here we are. Yesterday we were proclaiming, I will there be light, and there is no will but God's. Fundamentally, we are seeing that if we are one of God's creations, if we're going to allow that to be a constant in what we're exploring, and our will is to see the light, to be the light, to offer the light, and we are of God, and therefore of God's will in what He creates, then we are God's will. We are God's will in action. We are love in action. And there is no will but God's. So together we will there be light. Reviewing lesson 75. The light has come. The light has come. I will there be light. The light has come. Please repeat this after me. The light has come. In choosing salvation rather than attack, I merely choose to recognize what is already there. Salvation is a decision made already. Attack and grievances are not there to choose. That is why I always choose between truth and illusions, between what is there and what is not. The light has come. I can but choose the light, for it has no alternative. It has replaced the darkness, and the darkness has gone. The light has come. This is a proclamation of whatever it is that we want is already ours. We are just unable to see it if we are bound to non-truths. That if we are taking illusions as reality, and again, this is asking you to soften what you believed reality was, as in, what is the true purpose? What is the true shape and meaning of everything that you are experiencing? That from this lens, fundamentally aligned with seeing the truth in all things, that there is one will, God's will, and you are the light in that chain. You are therefore the awakening, the expression of what it is, who you are, and living in a path that fundamentally sees everything through your holiness. That this fundamentally changes the relationship you have with everything that you think of and everything that you see. So it would be totally different, we can imagine, if we are to accept another way of seeing things. And if we can see, therefore, that we cannot see it that way now, but if we change everything about how we're perceiving, then we would notice it. That's the theory here. Then what we are seeing now is the same thing as what we would notice when we see differently. That what it is that is not changing. How we are aligning with what we see is changing. So when we let go of illusions, we are letting go of ideas that we are not. And in this process, something about what we are, how we are perceiving, and how we choose to identify with our invulnerability or our vulnerability, and how we choose to see ourselves is also fundamentally changing. Our perspective is changing. You, your conscious you, is continuing to persist. That as we relax these ideas of untruths, this anger about this event in the past is the way that I want to see the world. And even if I don't want to see the world that way, that is how I am seeing the world. But when we bind ourselves to that idea, we limit the ability to notice how full of light everything is around us, how full of love, because we are honed in on seeing everything through our attacks or the way that we have been attacked. And we justify it. We fundamentally believe that we have to guard ourselves from this thing ever happening because it did happen and it hurt. And that pain is saying, I never want that to happen again. Well, your pain is also saying, live in fear of this item. Now, if I touch a hot stove and I have an instant reaction in my nervous system before I can even realize that what I just put my hand on was hot, That pain is going to tell me I never want to have that happen again. But what's another way of saying it? Okay, I won't touch a hot stove again. And if I do because I didn't know it was hot, because I'm not going to look everywhere and say, oh my God, is that thing I'm about to put my hand on hot? The steering wheel, this book? No, you can see how silly this sounds. But if I do happen to touch something that is hot, I'm grateful that my system will say, hey, real quick, whatever it is that you're doing, I'm going to stop you. Are you sure that you want to be experiencing this pain? That our pain is some kind of teacher for us. It's asking us to look at it, not just guard against it never happening again. The pain, the wake up is saying, would you like to see it differently? And perhaps there is a way that you can go about the world doing what it is that you would like to be doing, looking at the opportunities that you want to be experiencing. Me too. Rather than all the ways we are guarding ourselves from experiencing some pain that is not here right now, that we are fundamentally living our lives according to some old idea that is not present. It is an illusion. So, what are we doing? We are relaxing. We are relaxing. And in that process, we realize that these ways of feeling are not synonymous with how we would hope to be feeling or what we would want for a loved one, and therefore maybe even dare to dream of for ourselves. Abundance, truth, love, peace, happiness, freedom from worry, invulnerability, if you could imagine it, infinite, the realm of knowing. Whew. Sounds far away. Maybe. But sure sounds like fundamentally it's more peaceful than the one that you might be experiencing. I won't belabor it. So when we say the light has come, we are saying that it's already here. Why? Because fundamentally you already are craving some other way of being than being upset. And so to get there, you're going to let go of things that are not even here right now. And you'll be arriving at some lighter version of yourself that notices things with more ease. And if we're curious about what it is that we are and where this is headed, as we are less bound to these ideas that we thought had to be real, this was the way that we saw life. It was necessary to see it this way, but as we let it go, we have to admit that how we were giving meaning and purpose to things was not the truth. So we are becoming more forgiving and lighter. We are exploring in the invisible because we recognize it is the invisible that we have been creating all of our weight, all of our fear, all of our upset and grievances. And this is keeping us somehow further away from love, from being in tune with love. As we relax these things, we notice more of just whatever is. We are not radically changing, but we are changing our perspective on how we see whatever it is that we see as we let go of ideas that we were declaring had to be real. So we are simply stepping into something that, from the perspective of us bound very tightly to only our physical representations of ourselves, married to our upsets, claiming our victimization and need of an external salvation. We need help, which is okay to have help. But if from this perspective, it seems like we must become something, that we have to create something, that it's not here. But just in doing the process, we get closer to noticing, wait, maybe I'm even able to wear an idea that this is already here. And then I can take these words in this book that what I want is mine, as in it's already here. This is God's will. It's been created the whole time. I just also have the freedom to spin off into any illusion that I want, which is causing me dis-ease. And I'm curious about more ease. So we're moving in this direction. In choosing salvation rather than attack, I merely choose to recognize what is already there. Salvation is a decision made already. This is God's will. You're doing it. You can pretend like you're not, but what you will always notice is, does this make me feel well or poorly? And what is it about something that makes me feel anything? Eventually, maybe I'm the one who feels, and those are the things that happen. You're on a quest to discovering this one way or another. We all have our ways that we use pain and fear to be this reflection for something that doesn't feel right. Well, duh. That's what pain is saying. This doesn't feel right. That's what fear is saying. I'm afraid of feeling more of whatever this is. Fear is just casting itself. Well, those things are in the known. That's what we believe is known. And we're curious about the unknown. What if the unknown was already created? What if it's simply us saying, it can't be? Then everything would hinge on us saying that it can be. And is there any threat to you and what you are by saying, well, maybe? There's more to the entire ecosystem of whatever it is to notice myself from this spiritual lens that's created by saying, oh my gosh, this consciousness that I am could be connected to something higher than however I've been seeing the world so far. That there is something that we can step into and be curious about. Is there anything that threatens you about saying that might be a legitimate way to notice a little bit more ease? Again, what would you say to yourself if you are entirely resistant, but you do a meditation and you feel calm? There are plenty of places where you could sit in silence and not feel calm. In traffic, in a meeting at work. So it's not just fundamentally you as a human, when you sit still, you're calm. There is something happening with the energy when you're allowed to set aside the influx of upsets and notice your peace wherever you are. Attack and grievances are not there to choose. You can't choose them because salvation is God's will. That is why I always choose between truth and illusions. There's two categories. You see or you do not. That's what we are accepting. To see is to notice the truth and to notice where we have been binding ourselves to illusions so we can easily let them go because they're meaningless. I believe this practice gets easier as we try it on. It feels like it must. At some point, there's a breaking point where it's like, wait a second, all of those things, they still kind of try to stick to me, but when they stick to me, I notice them. Oh, hey, it's you. It's okay. You always choose between truth and illusion because between what is there and what is not. You can only pick from what is actually there. Your upsets are only there so long as you subscribe to them. When you let your grievances go, you open the door for noticing more love and therefore whatever is. Now you're staring at the unconditional. Do you accept the unconditional love, or would you rather bind yourself to your grievance? One is seeing in truth what is really there, and the other one is simply saying the rest of it, all of it. It's not picking between those grievances. All of them are illusions relative to your abundance, truth, love in the infinite. I can choose the light, for it has no alternative. I can but choose the light. The light has come. It has replaced the darkness, and the darkness has gone. These would prove useful forms for specific applications of this idea. Here's a few that the book suggests that you could try on throughout the day. This cannot show me darkness, for the light has come. You're agreeing that you're sometime in the future. You're not, right? We're saying that it's already here. So we're just proclaiming that, that thing that I wanted, I'm willing there to be light. That thing that I wanted, wait a second, it's already done, meaning I have even less effort, more ease. We're just recognizing it, not doing it. God created that. That's what you're created in. This cannot show me darkness, for the light has come. The light is in you. The light in you is all that I would see. Kesten, the light in you is all that I would see. That's it. Whatever it is that you're spinning up that is darkness, that's for you to play with. I choose to see the light in you. And in my decision to see the light in you, may you notice it in yourself too. I am now reflecting something that it is that you are, if you are noticing that you are noticing at all. I would see in this only what is there. I like that one. I would see in this only what is there. To settle with an intention of noticing that which is wholly unchangeable. What is in this that is? I would see only that. Please, one more time, say, the light has come. 76. I am under no laws but God's. You are under no laws but God's. I like this one. After we talked about this in lesson 76, I was thinking, I'm still driving on the right side of the road. Yeah, there are ways that I want to participate, absolutely. But within the realm of needing to give up my sovereignty for things to come true, I'm not under those laws. And seeing how we navigate that with a system that is vampiric in some of these ways, we're not here to hate this. We're just here to recognize its incongruence with abundance, truth, and love. And where do we build so those things are accessible in all of the fractals of whatever it is being? And we must be able to see it from our conscious perspective, or it's futile. We'll be building in darkness in a system that constantly depletes from you into the future. And we're looking for one that says, hey, my kids, their kids, every single one of those generations, I would like to feel innately more abundant, more ease. And that salvation has to come from within. There's no one that's going to save us. No one can tell you that they are your new God, your Savior. They can print the right amount of money for the right things, and you will be fine. No, your family will suffer living inside of that system. Here is the perfect statement of my freedom. I am under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. I am constantly tempted to make up other laws and give them power over me. I suffer only because of my belief in them. They have no real effect on me at all. I am suffering because of my belief in them, and they have no real effect at all. I am making these laws up. I am perfectly free of the effects of all laws save God's, and His are the laws of freedom. I am under no laws but God's. Here is the perfect statement of my freedom. I am under no laws but God's. Please repeat this. I am under no laws but God's. This is the perfect statement of your freedom. You are under no laws but God's. You are constantly tempted to make up other laws and give them power over you. Give them power over you. You have to imbue them with power over you. Or once you realize that you have given them, collectively even, humanity has given them power over you, and you've inherited that, well, from then on, you can either stick your flag in the ground and say, right here, where I have been abused, this is where I will scream. Or you can say, oh, wait, I have sovereignty of mind. I will bring some of this power back to myself with ease, with humility, accepting that I would like to see it differently than the way that I believe I have been trained to, or that I have accepted. Perhaps we didn't know better. We were young. But now that we see it, we are in the process of waking up to ourselves. And even if this isn't a big spiritual event, this is the opportunity to be an adult and a human, is to say, it's me in this world. This is my timing. I'm here. I feel so unprepared. I can do it. It's been done before. People are doing it right now. And in fact, if that's how I see it, then if I live fully, other people will see me and someone like me who might be doing it way better, living fully. How does that change their environment? They would be at least invited to eventually see that they could be full. So may we move forth with our best effort as much as we can muster, whatever that is. Adding shame is not helpful. Even if we're ebbing and flowing, we are still holding on to something and dreaming about being just beyond that idea, moving closer to that abundance, truth, and love. It's on us, whether you see it from a God's will and His laws, or you simply see it as you're coming out of the nest. It's you now. And it's okay. Whatever time you've wasted, you've thought, it's all part of learning. You're still here. This is your timing. We are okay. Let's do right by ourselves and right by another. Let's set down the need for attack and realize that we're part of that ecosystem. Yeah, okay. Lots of people are bent out of shape for lots of things. So are we. So let's chill. Let's be cool. And let's realize that ultimately all of us are looking for meaning, connection, peace, happiness, purpose. And whatever it is that you thought was your meaning, happiness, peace, purpose in the past is not it today. Probably. Not everything about how you saw the world is the same today. So if someone else has a differing opinion than you, and you feel pretty confident that you're as grounded in truth in the physical world as you can be, and now you're stepping into this conscious world, this spirit identification, this new perspective, this reversing of physical laws. You're trying on these insane ideas relative to anyone who believes that you must solve them physically. They sound insane, but remember, insane is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You're least insane being curious about love and just saying, is there another way of seeing how I'm living the world that could offer myself and others more peace and abundance? If that's insane, keep going. It's okay. It's okay. Because you're doing it with humility. The arrogance would be saying, oh, I know better, and because I'm doing this, I am better than I was before and better than you if you don't see it this way. That's not humility. That we're here to simply notice how free and beautiful it is to be free, that you are under no laws but God's. Do not bind yourself to laws that you are making up because they require you to give them your power. If you notice you're giving away your power at some point, and you're doing it humbly because you're looking for peace for you and another, if this is kind of the basis of your thought process, and you're setting aside the ways that someone might be giving you attack words, you. Okay, thank you for your reflection. I can see you're upset about those things. Please give me some time to notice them in myself. You know, you're not denying anything. You're just filtering. Well, if you're moving along this way, you're going to find more ease. And you're going to realize that you have a lot of power in letting things go, including the laws that feel like they are extracting from your ability to recognize your own peace and abundance and truth, your own happiness and love, and to be able to share that with others. May you notice. You suffer only because of your belief in these made up laws that you give power over you. You suffer because of your made up belief in them. They have no real effect on you at all. You are perfectly free of the effects of all laws, save God's. Oof. And thank you, God, that your request is for me to wake up to my infinite, unconditional love and the perspective that comes with aligning with truth, that I find myself in infinite peace, in infinite safety, total freedom from worry. Wow, thank you for providing me such a safe place to call home, next to this beautiful port of imagination where I'm going to cast off. And now I hope to bring the ideas of my home with me into this beautiful thing that we're doing physically. At least that's a thought exercise. And if you're just a human, just a body, just physical, but you still notice that you're talking and thinking and speaking and dreaming and imagining and wishing, hoping that these things are happening not necessarily with your physical self, then maybe you have the freedom to be curious about knowing a little more peace and bringing it with you to whatever it is that you do for work or fun or family. You are under no laws but God's. For specific forms in applying this idea, these would be useful. My perception of this shows me I believe in laws that do not exist. If you're upset, just know that you're subscribing to some idea that you feel must have ownership over your mind, that you've given it to it. And therefore, if you've given it to it, you are the one calling it into existence. My perception of this shows me I believe in laws that do not exist. I see only the laws of God at work in this. Charging something positively, ostensibly. I see only the laws of God at work in this. Maybe we can even say that when we feel challenged. If we see something and say, oof, I want to say that's sad. That pisses me off. That makes me X. In all those cases, rather than saying, whoa, that's beautiful, I can see only the laws of God at work in this. Maybe in the challenging ones, when we feel gut reaction to feel challenged, we can say, oh, I feel that. That's the hot stove getting my attention. I see only the laws of God at work in this. I see my opportunity to let something go. I had a gut reaction to this thing. What is that? Is it deeper? Well, whatever it is, even if I can't feel it all the way through, bookmark this consciousness, this idea. When I notice it, I'd like to let it go. I don't think I'm doing it or anyone or myself a favor by holding on to this thing that causes me to feel reactive when nothing happened to me. Instead, I'd like to say, I see only the laws of God at work in this. This is happening for me to notice. Thank you, hot stove. Let me allow God's laws to work in this and not my own. Let me allow God's laws to work in this and not my own. Isn't that an interesting thing? Let me. Let me. You're proclaiming to yourself, even though you have the power to create your own laws and to blind yourself with your own laws from some other way of seeing connected to some creator who would be above you, but is allowing you to roam free, noticing all of these illusions until you can finally see them as one category, collapse to nothing. You may see the truth instead. Well, that's the power that you have to see what you want to see, to feel what you want to feel, even if that leads you into a loop that you want out of, but some part of you wants to experience dis-ease, death, and destruction. It's just true. You wouldn't look anymore. Now, but someone else would tell you, okay. But when someone else tells you, if you're letting those things go, they would be, without being rude, they would be meaningless to you. Because as you get closer and closer aligned with seeing truth, seeing from a loving perspective, you see only the laws of God at work in this. Therefore, you are no longer seeing the same things. They aren't the same to you anymore. They aren't the same to you anymore. Everything that was still was. Everything that is still is. The ideas that don't serve you, well, you're letting them evaporate. The fundamental makeup of whatever is still is, but all of this muck is being cleaned away. So what's left? The clean, whatever the clean thing is, that's whatever is still circling around. And now we're looking at it and feeling more ease, changing our perspective. Therefore, we are aligning with some true vision, simply looking at what there really was already there. Let me allow God's laws to work in this and not my own. We're asking ourselves for permission to lay down our own sword of lawmaking and notice God's. Well, if we can disassemble our own laws with an intention, then I'm sure we can notice God's. So please, one more time, repeat, I am under no laws but God's. Okay. 88 review. We have two things to consider today. The light has come. The light has come. I would see in this only what is there. The light has come. And I am under no laws but God's. I see only the laws of God at work in this. I am under no laws but God's. I am Kesten Rono, and I am sustained by the love of God. I see only the laws of God at work in this. And perhaps you see that for yourself too. See you tomorrow for 89.